What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the upgraded tournament. So, let me go over the spiel here real quick. If anybody's new and you're wondering what this is, we took 48 characters, last now because some have been eliminated, but we took 48 characters, put them into a tournament-style bracket. Then each day on the channel, except for Sundays, I upload one of the matches from the tournament. How the matches work, I'll talk about the two characters, go over a mini moveset pool potentially, maybe some facts, maybe a weird little story, whatever it might be, and then we vote between one of the two or both. Remember, you can vote for both, but you vote between one of the two. Who would you rather have as a DLC character in Smash Bros. Ultimate, especially being upgraded? So that's the whole point of the upgraded tournament. So assist trophies, spirits, Mii costumes, background characters, Pokemon, others, that sort of stuff. That's why it's the upgraded tournament. All right, yeah, you want to know how to vote? That's simple. But there's a few other rules we got to follow. But don't worry, those are simple as well. All right, rule number 1. You got to be open-minded for this tournament. Why do you have to be open-minded, you say? Well, you got to be open-minded to the possibility, again, not a guarantee, but the possibility that we could get another upgraded character within the Fighters Pass of Volume 2. That's why you got to be open-minded. Next rule. Please remember you only get one vote per person. One vote per person. We keep it fair that way. Next rule. How do you vote? That's simple. Down in the comments, type the name of the character you're voting for. Easy. And remember, you can vote for both. If you want to vote for both, just say, I vote for both. Simple, easy, that's how you do that. Otherwise, the rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times overall before being officially eliminated. Then once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each individual match, if there happens to be a tie in the votes, we flip a coin on camera, fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for just 1 week. That's it for the rules. Let's get to the rest of the video. Alright, so let's run over the results from last week really quick. Again, last week was a loser bracket matchup, meaning these results right now, somebody's about to be eliminated from the tournament. So the results we're going over from last week was Midna, from the Legend of Zelda series, was taking on Goemon, and this one wasn't even close. Midna, okay, there we go, I gotta show the result. Midna ends up winning this one pretty convincingly. 34 votes for Midna, only 10 for Goemon, so Goemon, I mean, got one win. Got one win at least. Who do you beat? Goemon beat Twintel, so that's kind of an upset, right? That's kind of cool. But congrats, Midna moves on for at least one more matchup. So yeah, that's it for the results, and we got to move on to the new matchup for the day. And again, we're back in the winners bracket. So let's see, what's today? Thursday. So we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, cool. Rest of this week and most of next week, all winners bracket matchups. And why is the winner bracket matchups always so exciting? Well, it's kind of like getting to the best of the best, right? That's how brackets work. The better ones advance. So in this case, we'll say better ones are getting more popular ones. How about that? We put it that way. The more popular ones are getting more votes, therefore they're moving on. So we're getting really good matches. And today's matchup is a really good one. We have Bandana Dee taking on Dixie Kong. In my opinion, a few of the very last true Nintendo All-Stars. Again, my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. That's okay. We all have opinions. Nobody has to be 100% like right about anything. That's why we have conversations, right? I give you my opinion. You could give me yours. And maybe instead of yelling at each other or saying that the other person's wrong, you could say why. And then I'll be like, okay, here's this. But that's what a conversation is, right? You don't just spew out your opinions and then like leave it. No, I don't know where I'm going. I'm getting a little carried away with conversations and opinions, but let's start things off with good old Bandana Dee. I love Bandana Dee. Been a character I've wanted for a while. I love the character, and like I said, with Bandana Dee and Dixie Kong, I personally feel they're both Nintendo All-Stars. Isn't that what Smash Bros. Is? The Nintendo All-Star game. With a lot of third-party guests invited now. But I think once you get to like a certain point in the roster, and you look at some of the characters, I'm not going to name anybody specifically. I don't want to try to offend anybody. Be like, whoa, why did you name that character? You don't think they're first party an all-star? I'm not going to go that route. But if you look at the roster, which I'm doing, you can't see, but if you look at the roster and you look at this character or that character or that character, and you're like, are they really a Nintendo All-Star? I get they might have been thrown in for maybe a WTF sort of character. Maybe a retro pick. Maybe it's a franchise that's dead and hasn't had any new anything in like a decade plus, whatever it might be. And you're like, really? Is that still considered a Nintendo All-Star? But when you got characters like Bandana Dee or Dixie Kong in this case that continuously come back, their franchises get new installments, they get new games, and they're still a part of those games. It's like, all right, like both these characters have tremendous history, right? A lot of people will say, if you talk Kirby series, the big four, which we have 3 of, Kirby, DDD, Meta Knight. Then that 4th one's missing, Bandana Dee, right? And now, the whole, but he's just a Goomba with a hat. Okay. I still see a couple, not a lot, but I still see it thrown around a little bit. It's just a Goomba with a hat. We have Piranha Plant on the roster as a playable character. We have a common Mario enemy as a playable character. So a Goomba with a hat is no longer an option. That's no longer a valid argument, all right? This guy, like I said, Bandana Dee's been around for decades. People recognize the face. People want this character. Moveset-wise, he's already bringing something to the table that nobody else has with his spears. And over the course of doing these tournaments with Bandana Dee, we've come up with really an improved version of how he could play. Again, yes, he's going to have the spears. You're going to have jabs. You're going to be able to throw the spear, maybe a little poke, maybe spin it around. Got the spear copter for like an up special. Yeah, you'll have that stuff. But then we started saying, all right, what if we get those elemental spears involved? So it just spices up the character just a little bit more, right? Gives him a little bit more flavor to a character that is wanted, is first party, is relevant, is popular, is all that stuff. He's got everything, right? And yet, still kind of missing. Sure, we haven't had a Kirby newcomer since Brawl, so we've had Wii U and 3DS, and now Ultimate. It's still no Kirby newcomer. It's a little, I don't know. That's why I can't say there's really Sakurai bias. Yes, I know Fire Emblem, and he's thrown in so many. Keep in mind, there's Nintendo that picked Fire Emblem for the Fighter's Pass. Not Sakurai, alright? But I don't think there's Sakurai bias as much as people really think. If there was, I'm sure Bandana Dee, Marks, Magalore, whoever, I'm sure there would be a lot more Kirby playable characters on the roster, right? I'm sure there would be. But no, we only have 3. But again, my personal opinion, I feel like Bandana Dee would round out the Kirby series perfectly. Give us those 4. And then it's like, yeah, they're well represented. They're doing their job now. Again, like I said, moveset, yes. Popular, yes. People want him, yes. Relevancy, which I still don't think can be an argument anymore. I mean, Smash Ultimate has pretty much proven that, right? Ridley, okay, not really, but K. Rool hasn't done anything since like a Mario baseball game. So he was irrelevant. He's on the roster. People wanted him. He's in. One of the most highly requested characters. And now kind of Bandana Dee's in that discussion for one of the more wanted characters, right? So, and then we got Banjo, irrelevant, right? To Microsoft, can't happen. All these fan rules are being broken. Fan rules are done. Bandana Dee is a tremendous character. I think at this point is well deserved of its spot on the roster for being playable, right? I mean, it's not even an assist trophy, so you can't really even use the argument, all right, it's an assist trophy that can't be upgraded. Again, fan rule, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. So let's move on to Bandana Dee's opponent, Dixie Kong. Now, same thing with a few other characters in this tournament. People will look at Dixie Kong and just say, Echo Fighter Diddy. Easy. She is what it is. No. She's not an Echo Fighter. Now, I think people get confused when they say she's just an Echo Fighter of Diddy, because a lot of people heard about the Forbidden 7 from Brawl, right? Where Diddy and Dixie were supposed to be a tag team. Therefore, the tag team, they were gonna work like ice climbers. So Dixie was gonna do what Diddy Kong did. So they're like, it's an Echo Fighter. No, just look at her. What stands out first? The ponytail. there's a lot you can do with the ponytail. Ponytail copter. Bandana Dee can do that with his spear. So Dixie Kong, she is able to do that. She does that in the games. She ponytail copter. That could be like her, I don't know, like her up special, or like like how Peach, when you hold the jump button, she kind of floats there for a little bit. So maybe kind of that similar effect, obviously. And then the ponytail you can use as actual attacks. Whip back and forth. That could be her jab attack potentially. Like she gets a rapid jab and then it's like ponytail, or maybe I don't know, like I don't know, whip the ponytail back and forth, side to side, right? And it could be, I don't know if that's a smash attack. I don't know if it's a special attack, whatever it might be, but get the ponytail involved. And then there's still so much from the Donkey Kong. That's a small picture, but there's still so much from the Donkey Kong series that's not represented in terms of play styles from the three that we have, from Diddy, Donkey Kong, and K. Rool, right? What are we missing? Well, how about the buddies? How about the friends that you encounter along the way throughout the Donkey Kong Country games? You got Rambi the Rhino, something I always say. You could easily make Dixie's side special. She gets on Rambi and just charges across the stage. We have moves like that. Wario's side special with his bike. Easy, right? So you got that. You could do. You could chuck a barrel. What about that for a weird projectile? Actually, like the barrels in the Donkey Kong Country game. Maybe you actually use that as a projectile. That's an option, right? She's got a bongo jetpack sort of thing. I know it's kind of similar to Diddy's a little bit, but I don't know. Make it different somehow. Anyway, she's got things that separate her from Diddy Kong, so they don't need to be Echo Fighters. I think it's kind of, that'd be like a really lazy way to do it. Especially how far we are in roster, and especially since we're talking DLC. I don't think the Echo Fighter, and again, if you want her in because you think she's an Echo Fighter, that's fine. You could vote for it for that way. It's fine. Vote for whoever you want for whatever reason you want. You could vote for Dixie Kong because her hair is longer than Bandana Dee. If that's your reason, I don't care. Vote for it that way. But Dixie Kong, Bandana both the characters, like I've stated a few times already, they're both Nintendo All-Stars. They both kind of have already deserved their spot. It's kind of like they've both been looked over a little bit. It's kind of like they've been passed over for somebody else. And it's like, nah, it's their time. Now, could one of them be upgraded? Yeah, there's a possibility one of them could. Is there a possibility both could? Yeah, but that's probably even a smaller possibility than one or the other. So, there's a chance. There's fan demand for both the characters. Let's not forget that. People want these two characters to be playable in Smash Bros. And if the fan demand is loud enough and Nintendo hears it enough, except if you're Waluigi, maybe they actually will take the fans up on it and say, all right, prove to us that you did want them. Make them DLC. Make them purchasable. Money speaks to companies. So you put this first-party character in. For example, you put Dixie Kong in. People that wanted her are going to buy her, whether they buy the entire Fighter's Pass or just the individual fighter pack for her. Money speaks. Sales will speak to Nintendo. Be like, all right, yeah, she deserved her spot. She should have been in right now. And maybe, depending on how well the sales do for individual packs per character, maybe it kind of gives them a better chance to come back in the next Smash game, however that might be. Maybe it's just another improvement on Smash Ultimate's roster. Maybe it's a complete reboot, but they look at the sales and say, all right, no, they sold pretty well. The fans wanted it, so we'll stick with them. They're staying on the roster. So you never know what kind of comes out of this. But in terms of voting for me, I can't go wrong with either one. But I am voting solely for Bandana Dee in this matchup. For this matchup, I am. So let me know who you guys got down in the comments. Bandana Dee, Dixie Kong, or both. Are all good options. That is it for this one. Sneak peek for tomorrow, though. Sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow's matchup, we have the Hunter from Monster Hunter. I mean, there could be something there, right? Monster Hunter getting a playable character in Smash Bros. Maybe. We can talk about that tomorrow, but for obvious reasons. And then their opponent, the villain, Dr. Eggman, should be a good matchup tomorrow. And then we will get the results from somebody in the loser bracket. Eevee was taking on Akira Howard. So we'll see that tomorrow. Today's today. Today's wrapping up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.